Marina left us with Lukaku and Havertz that both managers didn't ask for, and they're both bums that keep eating out of our wage bill. So no. And Marina also let AC and Rudiger go for free because she thought centre-backs should be paid less than forwards, even though we were winning trophies based off our centre-backs and in spite of our attackers. So no, I don't rate Marina.
There we go. This is from Eldon Staffy that says Igal bashing Lewis long-term argument is ironic considering we had to listen to him cry for 3 years how we should trust the Arsenal process, laughing my ass off.
What is the process? They don't have a manager. They just got a new owner in who hasn't shown anything, and they have nobody there that's been there for more than a year. What process? What are we talking about?
No, he's mocking you lot about trust the process. That's what he's.
Listen, if they had Nagelsmann in and they had a backroom staff sorted and they actually looked like they had a team that was well balanced and they were starting to get rid of some of the deadwood, then maybe. But at this point, it just looks like they're just trying to add everything in. It looks like a puzzle that you threw on the ground and you're just trying to put things together. That's what it is.
Our only process right now is just signing the best young talent out there. We haven't got a manager for it yet. But that's all it is so far.
It is laughable to try to compare Chelsea's process to any other process. They're a joke.
Yeah, no, because this is in its own light. Like, we haven't got a manager yet. We're moving in a completely different way. Our process is rebuilding the club from the top down. We've got a new owner. We've got a new everything. Literally everything's new.
And you know what, Lewis? I rate you because you're willing to have patience. I don't think a lot of your fans will be able to. They're gonna.
I'm willing to be patient as long as you're not an idiot like Potter is. Just be a bit smart. Don't make dumb decisions in literally every single game going and then say the boys gave everything after we get battered 3-0.
XG.
Oh, yeah, he said on stats we were the better team against Villa, you dickhead. I'm so glad he's gone.
But in fairness, though, I am going to miss your rants. The rant you did at the weekend when that drunk guy was next to you, chatting, like he was, I don't think he's been horrible. He was repeating what you were saying.
Yeah, it was just like an echo. I was like, what are you doing, bro?
I couldn't believe it. He was like having a little drunk parrot on your shoulder. He was killing me. This here says, if Frank Lampard does not do well for the remainder of the season, it's going to destroy his reputation as a reputable manager, is what Jason...
That's been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, he can't do any more damage.
Damn right. He's taken this job to try and build his reputation. If he does semi-decent at Chelsea in these last 11 games, it's built his reputation back to where, at this moment in time, in my opinion, and I'm being genuine with this, I don't think, other than Chelsea, there's another Premier League team that would have considered him. I genuinely believe that. And they're the only team that would have given him back because of his stature as a player. If he does semi-decent, he may be worth a punt for a Premier League team in the bottom half of the table next season. But if not, the guy's going back to the Championship.
Yeah, 100%. I think you're bang on there. Pete. And I think that with him, it's a populist decision because he'll get, especially from the match-going fans, that booing is bad for brand because it's heard around the television. The fans are less likely to boo Lampard in these last 2 months, win, lose, or draw, because he's Frank Lampard and they absolutely love him. They love him to bits. The one area that I agree with Gal on, and I get what you're saying, Lewis, it doesn't matter if I trust them or not. I'm a Man United fan. But I'm just looking at the people you're interviewing, and I get it's media speculation, but there just doesn't seem to be when it was Luis Enrique and Nagelsmann, you think, I can understand why you're looking at those two managers in your squad. Then when you start hearing Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, people like that, you start to just think, I'm not too sure. Lampard today with the, I'm not thinking about the future just yet. We'll see what happens. Because I do think if he starts well and you win some games, there'll definitely be a movement of fans that Lampard will be back in, and they'll be faming that fan around him coming back in. But we'll see what you guys do. Prince here says throwing money at the problem isn't a process, is what Prince says here.
Our squad needed a rebuild anyway, like 10th or 4th. Like I was saying, half of that squad needed to go. So I'm fine with them throwing money at the problem. We got a lot of problems we need to get rid of first.
Lewis, I pray that Todd Bowley doesn't do a madness this pre-season. The new manager cannot be bopping around the US all summer.
Yeah,
is what Kyrgios says here. Terry, what combo do you use to watch the Prem and Champions League games? DM me, but I didn't see I think. Yeah, I use a bit of Peacock Sports in the United States, and I use an app called Setanta Sports from Moldova. But drop me a DM, bro, and I'll show you how to set that up and make it work. Igal's just projecting what he hopes will happen as opposed to believing it. Is that true, Igal? You just project.
I believe that.
One second, aren't Chelsea fans just hoping that everything goes right with the players they signed also? So if you're saying I'm hoping, then they're hoping also.
I get that, but
No, but like I'm seeing it already. That's the difference.
Wait, what are you seeing?
Badiashiel's come in and transformed our defense. Enzo's coming in and looking like one of the best midfielders in the league, in spite of everything around him. Felix looks like our best forward. Mudryk, Madueke, they're long-term investments. Like they're not doing much. So
Okay, so
right
you
now,
disregard
I
the
believe
negative.
Yeah, them two is more of a hope, but I see the raw ability in the pair of them already. I don't think it's blind hope.
First of all, Joao Felix is not your player, so you can be seeing positives about
But
him.
we're
He's not
trying
your
to
player.
get him. We are going to go in for him in the summer.
Hey, you never know. If the season ends bad, he might not. And also,
He wants
Simeone
to
is
stay.
leaving, so you never know with that. So you've mentioned two players out of all the players you've signed. You've mentioned two players. It's not hard. It's not hard to mention two positives.
Two that have immediately come in, two that haven't looked like complete flops, but like they're long-term investments. Does it look like it's been all bad? Two
I'm
have
not
come
gonna
in
lie to you.
immediately from other leagues and haven't needed time to adapt, and they've done their job.
Your league position says it is.
Yeah, that's not because of them, though. That's why you need context. You can be
Listen,
11th.
even-
I'm not going to say we're 11th and it's Enzo's fault. No. It's not his
Okay, fair.
fault. It's the fault of the likes of Havertz, Kepa. Only new signing that's been poor, Koulibaly. I'll throw him in there too. Graham Potter and his genius vision of selling our only DM to Arsenal while we're in an injury crisis and saying it's a win-win-win for all parties. That's part of the reason too. Us having midfield problems all season because Tuchel didn't want to get a midfielder and thought we were fine with Conor Gallagher playing the Kante role. That's a problem. Graham Potter and his bitch-made mentality of throwing Gallagher and defenders on whenever we go 1-0 up in any sort of game. That's a problem. It's not Enzo. It's not Badiashile. It's not Felix. It's not Mudryk. It's not Madueke.
1 second, but the argument that you guys are having is that since January, everything has changed, but you still have the owner and the people who made those decisions from January onwards still there in Todd Bowley. As long as he doesn't touch anything, and as long as you continue to see improvements, then yes, we can have this argument. But based on the fact that in the last two windows, you have shown two completely different strategies, I need to see a consistent strategy going forward before I can say it's a net positive.
That I understand, to be fair, but that's also because we had two different managers in two windows.
And you know what, Antonio, let me give you guys a fun fact. Conte has had 4 different managers in his last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
If he plays on Wednesday, on the weekend. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's mad. He ducked the whole Potter process. Fair play to Kante. I wish I did that too.
No, I understand it. Look, I think, Galdo, you didn't ask the question. You didn't answer the question, though, per se. Are you projecting a little bit? Is this more hope, or do you truly believe that Chelsea are going nowhere quick?
You're on mute.
Until Todd Bowley gets his shit together, you're never gonna get anywhere.
I hear that. This here
He's not
says,
doing any. That's cool. That's cool.
sorry, mate. Looks like Chelsea's first choice has said, "I'll come in the summer," and Lampard is willing to take a 2-month contract. Not many others would no decency. Sorry, 2 months contract. Not many others would. No decency. No decent one anyway. Sorry. My dyslexia. Yeah, there is a little bit of that in there. Rick here says, hang on. First you sack Fat Frank, then Tuchel. He wins the Champions League. You sack Tuchel, appoint Potter, sack Potter, and hire Fat Frank again. No wonder you are mid-table club with no plan.
Half of that was with a different ownership. What?
So didn't Todd Bowley sack Tuchel?
What?
Didn't Todd Bowley sack Tuchel?
Yeah, but he didn't bring him in and sack Lampard. And he didn't win the Champions League.
He didn't deserve to get sacked.
So 1 second.
Tuchel.
Yeah,
So
I agree. That was his only mistake. I agree with you on that.
Isn't all your success under another owner? How are you giving Todd Bowley your success?
What? I'm not giving Todd Bowley our success. I haven't said that.
No, because you're quick to doubt anything these guys throw. But the reality is, all your success happened under Roman. Todd Bowley has to show you guys that that he's able to provide you some success.
Bowley hasn't even been here for a full season.
And he's already made so many categorical errors.
He's made 2 errors.
That's ridiculous to say he's made 2 errors only.
It's what other errors has it been other than sacking Tuchel and bringing in Potter?
I think any owner who's going to come into any club should have in order to have a smooth transition, you don't change as many things as he's changed.
That you didn't answer the question. Other than those 2, what other mistakes has he made?
I feel like spending all that money to make all those signings, plus sacking all the people who make those decisions and doing it yourself, is a massive mistake, which has led to all these categorical errors.
But we've made good signings.
You just mentioned 2 earlier.
And the others are long-term investments in a long-term process.
To say they're good signings is ridiculous.
You're judging Mudryk in 3 months and he's 21.
I'm not judging Mudryk, by the way. I don't think he's a bad signing.
You only said 2's work, so you're judging the others.
No, because you've said you've made good signings. To say you've made good signings, you should be able to say these guys have categorically done decent so far.